Jason Rance for us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So people are finally pulling their kids out of schools and just educating themselves because schools have really gone that far. And we know how far they've gone because of the reporting of Chris Rufo in a lot of cases. He's reporting that the school district in Philadelphia, the city schools, invited teachers to attend training sessions on the following topics: kink, BDSM, trans sex, and, quote, banging beyond binaries. Now, for some reason, the teacher trainings included sexual role-playing as well. I'm not guessing because it's on tape. Watch.
I think for tonight, I'm really wanting to feel cared for, but also get punished a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I want like a lot of praise, and I'm feeling like you're a good boy. So this is how the game's going to work, is that we're going to drop into the chat different words that we like to hear for bodies that are not gendered. So we have bits, we have innie and outie, front hole, junk, goodies, package. We have more. Let's keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Equipment, back hole, sweet spot. We have hundreds of words that we can use to talk about our bodies that make us feel really connected and don't add to our dysphoria, that don't make us feel like triggered or out of our bodies.
These people are mentally ill, obviously. At the training, a trans activist called Chase Ross discussed prosthetic genitalia. What you're about to see was directed to minors. We have blurred the images of the prosthetic genitalia. Watch.
This is what it looks like, and it is pretty small. I actually really like this prosthetic because it does leave a nice small bulge, and that if you're like a smaller person or if you're a kid and you want a prosthetic that's a little bit smaller, like this is the way to go.
We know this exists because of Chris Rufo, who's really hated for it, by the way, but admired by us. He's a journalist and a filmmaker. He joins us tonight. Chris, thanks so much for coming on. You can see why people are just giving up on the schools. What exactly was that we watched?
Sure. This is the Philadelphia Trans Wellness Conference, and the administrators from the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the Philadelphia Public Schools invited all the teachers in the district to attend. They promoted it. They offered to help with some coordinating assistance. And this conference was really shocking. They were encouraging minors who attended the conference to start with puberty blockers. One doctor who attended said he'd performed 2,000 top surgeries in which he removed the breasts of healthy young women, charging $10,000 a pop. So he's earned up to $20 million in revenues by doing this surgery. Then you had kind of sex toys and other artificial ejaculation devices that were exhibited. Really strange and deranged for any adult, but really truly shocking and frankly disgusting to be directing this towards minors with the encouragement of taxpayer dollars and the public schools.
I mean, it's just a few years ago that feminists were against female genital mutilation, and now, of course, they're totally on board with it. So the school district is paying for this. Tax dollars meant to educate your kids are going instead to lectures about prosthetic genitalia.
The school district didn't pay for this. This was actually run by an outside nonprofit called the Mazzoni Center, which has actually contracted with the district for other services. They actually help with sex education for minors, for K through 12 students in the Philadelphia Public Schools, the same people who ran this conference. And I actually dug into the financials for this organization. Last year alone, this organization that was running this conference received more than $5 million in government contracts. So taxpayers across the state of Pennsylvania likely are subsidizing this kind of content that's then being used for continuing education credits for healthcare professionals, for teachers. What you see is the kind of trans ideology movement has attached itself to taxpayer funding, attached itself to public institutions, and they're directly targeting your kids.
Very quick, and thank you for all this, Chris. We had an election in Pennsylvania 2 days ago. Did any of the candidates on either side mention this at all?
They did not, but they should, because this is absolutely a public policy issue. This is an issue facing kids, and unfortunately, unless it's stopped, you're going to have this kind of horrific ideology entering public schools, going down to those very early grades, including kindergarten.
Where are all the men, to stop this? Someone needs to say no. I appreciate all the work you do. Chris Rufo, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We will be right back.